Hello, I'm Dan. I met Phil rather late in his career. Very short, very intense musical relationship for which I'll always forever be grateful. I was clerking the classical CD department at Amoeba Music, and Phil would come in, and we just immediately got on together, two plucked string instrument players with a common background, endless discussions and arguments about stuff. I'm going to be playing an instrument Phil did not play, performing a piece that Phil did not write, so some explaining is in order. Although having been a lute player for the past 40 years, I did have guitar roots. I had studied with Illyrio Diaz in the Accademia in Siena many years ago. And as a clerk at the Amoeba Music store, I started listening to guitar music again, music I'd never heard before, and I was totally captivated by the music of Astor Piazzolla and Leo Brouwer and a few others, and particularly the recorded playings of Balthazar Benitez. And Phil said, "Oh, I know the guy, I know this music," because I thought, maybe I could play this on the lute. And I started working with it, transcribing some of the guitar transcriptions. And then finally I said, "Phil, I need a lesson." So he comes over to my house. I have a chair set up, I've got the footstool set up, everything for, the proper classical guitarist. He kicks the footstool away, kicks the chair out of the way, plops down on the floor in a half lotus position, sits there with his guitar for 3 hours, lecturing and demonstrating habanera, tango, talking, playing, talking and playing. And I'm like open-mouthed. My God, I never heard anyone pull so much sound out of a guitar, classical or otherwise, unamplified. My God, the nuances and the colors and the volume. And, oh, this is the rhythm. This is how you do this stuff. And I said, well, I've been having trouble with this tango stuff, and partly because of Phil, I can now play about 6 or 7 different tangos by Piazzolla on the lute. And he helped me with the piece I'm going to play, Tristan, which he said you should always practice it as slowly as possible. That was my one lesson with Phil. That was followed by endless email exchanges, during which one of them was my second lesson, which was the eternal lesson. And the lesson was like this. It was embedded in the email. As for fast playing, this is Phil, I always say the fastest way to play fast is to practice very slowly. Much more time being spent practicing slowly, between 80 and 90% of practice time. Pepe Romero said the same. See the adjacent link, Pepe and Me, 1993. If you play 2 notes in a row separated by 5 seconds, there will be a rapid release of the string, and then there will be 100% relaxation between those 2 notes in both hands. You can shrink the time between notes, but the ratio of tension versus relaxation will remain the same. Tension, relaxation, relaxation, relaxation. Tension, relaxation, relaxation, relaxation. Thusly, you spend most of your time in a total state of relaxation. No tendinitis necessary. I had been plagued by tendinitis, brought on by playing a steel string guitar using the Segovia technique I'd started with. Bad mistake. My right arm was whacked for about 1.5 years. So I'm very careful with that classical guitar, the steel string guitar, the classical guitar. Phil then said, I don't always practice what I preach. There are all these old habits, such as holding the tension in the arms, hands, and fingers when it is not needed. The trick is to be mindful of every moment and let it go. A good exercise is to sit with the instrument and shift consciousness to all parts of the body and search for where and when tension arises. Practice slowly a difficult piece and shift awareness to all parts of the body, head and toe. This is an old yogic practice. It could be toe to head. I don't think it matters where you start. So, how to practice slowly. Everyone knows they're supposed to do it, but so few of us do. After gradually increasing speed and volume in this manner, I found I could rip through the piece, no matter how difficult. It's not altogether unlike Tai Chi, except here there is nothing to defend, except maybe one's own tension. I probably have it all wrong. I am no martial artist, but can defend myself with my fists if need be. As many of you know, Phil had a lot of stories about his time on the streets of Madrid with, I think, a guy named Harry Houlihan, who defended him on many occasions. Anyway, Triston by Astor Piazzolla.
Rambler. The Rambler. He accompanied me. I did this piece I'm going to read. You've never seen it, never heard it. So he says, let's do something. Bam. Imagine candlelight, dark. Philip behind me. In anticipation, you better be good. I don't like poets. I said, that's good because I don't either. It was okay, let's go. This piece is called Crying Wolf. But wasn't written for Philip. It was written for other wolves wandering around in the wilderness of the cities. Oh, he'd love this. Broke my glasses on the way over here, but I'm going to use them anyway, okay? Philip's getting a laugh right now. I know this. Better. Crying wolf. We never saw the wolfman dying. We were too busy seeing him as something less than. The man who spooked easily and cooked himself in his own pot. And got no pity for private pangs that resound under the full moon of the lone wolf man. We could not figure out how a real man could lose himself. We took your crying as something weak and scattered like so many sheep. When the wolf man in us called, no. We never saw your ribs breathing, seething, content. We only knew that many moons ago he lost it, his family, his friends, his love. We clawed at the wolfman with clipped, manicured nails, picking his teeth with his own splintered bones. And disowned him for not being of the pack. Attacked for all the times you abused your body and howled profound profanities. No, we never saw you crying wolf. We only saw you prowling, scowling, growling wolf.
Before we go out on a 15-minute break, I just wanted to mention a few things. There will be CDs, Philips CDs, available in the back. There's also photographs of Philip from his childhood until recently that you can take a look at. There's a book that you can sign in. There's a bathroom if you go out the door and to the right and all the way down the stairs. You'll find a bathroom there. So we will take about 15 minutes and come back at approximately 8:15.